Hi folks, this video is a follow-up to a previous video on date and time for beginners in Qlikview. So this is obviously part 2. I'll crack on. We have a table box here with a date field, month, number date, string date, time and a start date. You can see there's some problems or issues with the data. So if we go into press Ctrl and E to go into the script, we have a date field which looks fine, but maybe we want to change the format from its current format, which is day, month, year. So maybe change the forward slash to a dash and maybe just have 12 instead of 2012. So we just Control and E. So we say date, put in the format of the date as it currently is, which is as date. Oops. But we actually want to reformat from that, so that's the input, and now we need to add the output. So we say date and say comma and then single quotes the output date, which is so I click reload. You can see now the date format has changed, which is the way we want it. We could go back into the script, Control and E, and we could add to do it another way. You could say date comma 2 single quotes and say dash dash yy as date 1. So basically it's instead of having an input and an output, we just have an output, which sometimes won't work. I think this is the safer bet up here, but sure, listen, it's all about learning more about how dates work. I'm learning which is, so if I press Control and R to reload, you can see now the date 1 field is doing the same thing as the date field, but yet the script is slightly different. You can see month test, we can see it's currently at a number, but it's actually not really a number. If I press Control 1 in Excel, it's actually in as text. So if we want to get that to read as October or OCT for October, we go into the script and we go into month test, and we can say date hash, and the format that we want it in is per month. So month test, and actually we need to put month before this, because what this is doing is this converting to a number, and then we're going to put month before that. Let's close off the final bracket, click reload, and we should convert that to October. We just scroll down, you can see November, December, so that seems to be working. So Control and E back into the script again. We can just for time, if we look at click OK, we can see time here. Although in the Excel spreadsheet it looks fine, it looks okay. In the Qlikview file, it's a bit all over the place. So what you do is press Control and E. You can say time. I'm just saying frac time, and then after that we're going to put in format, which is lowercase hour, minute, Sorry about that, folks. Just got a bit confused there. I'm just going to tidy this up. Time, get rid of this. So I had that wrong. So it's time frac time, comma, hour, minute as time. Again, if you click OK, you can see the time is still a bit all over the place. Press Control and R to reload. You can now see we've gotten the correct format for the time now. The number date and the test string date is literally just put. Sorry, I keep doing that. Control and E. I put date before each of these. So date, number date as number date, and date test string date as test string date. And that should work. It's this one here that seems to be the main problem, which is the start date. So we're going to try and have a look at this. You can see it's a bit all over the place at the moment because there's actually two different formats of dates in here. So we want to read it as this as something similar to the main date field in the script. So we look at Qlikview. So we're going to have to use something like this. So we say date probably date start date. So it's the format that's coming in. So in this case, the main format is year, 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 day, day, month, month. I'll just double check that in the Excel file. Year, 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 month, month, day, day. Actually, so that could have caused problems later on. MMDD as start date. Just put a space between it. Click reload. You can see now we still have a problem. So we go into the script again. What we're looking for is actually we want an input date and an output date. So we say date and then comma. We actually want it as day, day, month, month, year, year. We can then try that. Actually, we need to have a hash here because it's probably numeric date hash. So we can try reload and see if that's any better. Okay, so you can see that's much better. That has that's converted everything except these are coming back blank. And the reason for that is because there's different dates. So what we're going to try and do is, we're going to press Control and E, go into the script. We're going to use Alt and then after this comment we're going to say date, copy start date, comma, and then we've got a couple of open parentheses here. We're going to close one here and then we'll have a final comment. Say basically what we're saying, if start date is formatted as this or as this, you want to give back a final result of it's actually the same as this, but you need to define it. So just copy, so, and then close the final parentheses there. So that looks okay. We're just going to click OK. So you can see we're still missing those maybe 4 or 5 or 6, maybe 5 of them that are blank. So if we click reload, that should then work correctly. So you're using the alt function for when you have two different format types within a date field like this one here. So bit of a long video, but again it's some more insight into Qlikview dates. I hope that helps, and I'll see you soon for the third installment of Qlikview date and time for beginners. Cheers guys.